Very good morning, students, and welcome back to the grammar classes. Today we are going to do a grammar lesson, pronoun. Pronoun. Meaning of the word pronoun is for a noun. And if you want to define pronoun, then it is words used in place of nouns. Right? So pronouns are the words used in place of noun. He, she, it, they, we, them, her, etc. These are some words which are used as pronouns in place of nouns. Now, let us try to understand pronouns with the help of some examples. Example 1. Rahul is an engineer. Rahul lives in Bangalore. In these sentences, Rahul is being repeated twice. So in place of Rahul, we can use a suitable pronoun. Now, here, Rahul is an engineer. He lives in Bangalore. Both these sentences are correct. In place of Rahul, we have used a pronoun he. Example 2. Rita is a clever girl. Rita has many friends. So in these sentences, we are talking about Rita. So instead of repeating the name Rita all the time, we can use a suitable pronoun. So we can rewrite this sentence as Rita is a clever girl. She has many friends. So Rita being a female, so we can replace her name with a pronoun she. Example 3rd. Rahul and Rita are friends. Rahul and Rita are playing. In these sentences, we are talking about Rahul and Rita. So instead of repeating Rahul and Rita all the time, we can use a suitable pronoun. And we can rewrite this sentence as Rahul and Rita are friends. They are playing. Alright? So in place of Rahul and Rita, we can use a pronoun they. Mainly, there are 7 kinds of pronouns. Personal pronoun, reflexive pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, indefinite pronoun, and relative pronoun. Before discussing about the kinds of pronoun, I would like to discuss about persons, subject pronoun, and object pronoun. There are 3 types of persons: first person, second person, and third person. First person means the one who speaks is the first person. Alright? And one who speaks addresses himself by a pronoun I. Alright? So I is the first person. Sometimes more than one person can speak at a time. In that case, we use the plural form of I, that is we. Second person, one who listens to the first person, is called second person. If I am speaking, then the second person is listening, and I will address the second person as you. Alright? And if more than one person are listening to the first person at the same time, then we will use the plural of you, that is you. Alright? Now third person. Third person is the one about whom the first and second person are talking. So the third person could be a boy, a girl, or an object. If the third person is a boy, a male person, then we use the pronoun he. If the third person is a female, we use the pronoun she. And if we are talking about any animal or any object, then we use the pronoun it. And if we are talking about more than one person, alright, as a third person, then we use the pronoun they. Now, let us talk about subject pronoun and object pronoun. When the first person, singular and plural, second person, singular and plural, third person, singular and plural, acts as a subject in a sentence, then we call it as a subject pronoun. And when the first person, singular and plural, second person, singular and plural, third person, singular and plural, acts as an object in a sentence, we know that object it can be a noun or pronoun that receives the action done by the subject. Alright, so when it acts as an object in a sentence, we call it as an object pronoun. And in object pronoun, the first person, singular, changes to me, and first person, plural, changes to us. Second person, singular and plural, it remains same, that is you. Third person, singular, he changes to him, she changes to her, and it remains same. And third person, plural, in object pronoun, changes to them. Now, let us talk about the kinds of pronouns one by one. Number one, personal pronoun. I, me, we, us, you, he, him, she, her, it, they, them are called personal pronoun. Alright, now let us see some examples of personal pronoun. I live in Delhi. Here, I is the personal pronoun. We are friends. We. She likes ice cream. She. Cow gives us milk. Us. Example 5. You will win the race. You. Number 6. He is my friend Vicky and I like him. He and him. They are moving to some other city. They. Number 8. I have a pet dog and it eats pedigree. It. Number 9. Rahul and Roshan are best friends and I play with them. Them. Number 10. Mary Kom is a great boxer and we are inspired by her. Her. So this is how we use personal pronouns for making different sentences. Number 2, reflexive pronouns. The pronouns that are used in sentences when the object of the sentence is the same as the subject. It means in reflexive pronouns, the doer of the action and the receiver of the action will be the same person. Alright. Myself, ourselves, yourselves, herself, itself, himself, themselves, yourself are called reflexive pronouns. Now, let us try to understand reflexive pronouns with the help of some examples. Example 1. I painted this picture by myself. Here, I is the doer of the action and myself is the receiver of the action. Alright, but I and myself are representing a same person. Alright, so here myself is our reflexive pronoun. Number 2, the women enjoyed themselves at the function. Here, themselves is our reflexive pronoun. Mayank went there all by himself. Himself, a reflexive pronoun. She takes care of herself. Herself, reflexive pronoun. They cooked for themselves. Themselves. We cooked the food by ourselves. Ourselves. Rahul, you will write for yourself. Here, Rahul is a singular noun. Alright? That's why we have used yourself. Now, number 8. You players will play for yourselves. Here, we are talking about plural you, players. Alright? So, we have used the reflexive pronoun yourselves. Number 3, possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns shows that something belongs to or owned by someone. Mine, hers, yours, theirs, his, ours are some of the possessive pronouns. Alright. Now some important points to be remembered about possessive pronoun. First, possessive pronouns generally come at the end of a sentence. So you will find all these possessive pronouns generally at the end of the sentence. Possessive pronouns are not used before any nouns. If used, it will be called as possessive adjective. Now, all these possessive pronouns here, they are not used before any noun. And if we try to use them before any noun, then it will no longer remain possessive pronoun. It will change into possessive adjective. Let us see some examples of possessive pronouns. Number 1, I own that house. It is mine. So mine is possessive pronoun here. This doll is hers. Hers is the possessive pronoun. You own that car. That car is yours. Yours is the possessive pronoun. These books are theirs. Theirs is the possessive pronoun. We own this property. This property is ours. Ours is the possessive pronoun. This pen is his. His is the possessive pronoun. In all these sentences, we saw that possessive pronouns are used at the end of the sentence. In any case, if you find these possessive pronouns before a noun, then it will not be a possessive pronoun, it will be a possessive adjective. Number 4, demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these, and those are called demonstrative pronouns. Alright, now let us see some important points about demonstrative pronoun. Number 1, this, that, these, and those are used to point out the objects. Yes, we use demonstrative pronouns to point out at the objects. I can say, that is my pen. Those are my students. Alright. Number 2, this and that are used for singular nouns and these and those are used for plural nouns. Yes, children. So this and that are used to point out at singular nouns and these and those are used to point out at plural nouns. Next, this and these refers to things or people near us and that and those refers to things or people far from us. Yes, we use this and these to point out at the objects or things or people which is near to us. Alright, and we use that and those to point out at objects, things, or persons that are far from us. Alright? Let us see some examples of demonstrative pronouns. Number 1, this is a pen. This. That is a got. That. These are my books. These. Those are small birds. Those. Right. So all these are the examples of demonstrative pronoun. And one more important thing I would like to tell you, that demonstrative pronouns are never used before any noun. Alright? If you will use demonstrative pronouns before any noun, then it will turn into demonstrative adjective. Alright? Number 5, interrogative pronouns. Pronouns used for asking questions are called interrogative pronouns. Alright? Which, who, whom, what, whose are some of the words used as interrogative pronouns. Alright? Now there are some important points about interrogative pronoun. Let us see. Who, whom, and whose are used for asking questions about persons. So when we have to ask questions related to any person, then we have to use who, whom, or whose. Alright. Now, what and which are used for asking questions about a particular person or thing. Now, in case of asking question about particular person or thing, we can use what or which. Alright. Now, let us see some examples of interrogative pronouns. Number 1. Which is your house? Which. Who is hiding behind the wall? Who. Whom do you admire the most? Whom. What is your name? What. Whose are these books? Whose. Number 6. Indefinite pronouns. Pronouns that refers to something that is not defined or specific. So, in indefinite pronouns, we are going to deal about such pronouns whose amount, thing, or value is not fixed. Alright. For example, all, some, anybody, anyone, any, another, each, many, everybody, nobody, etc. These are some words which will be used as indefinite pronouns. Let us see one important point about indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns does not refer to any person, amount, or thing in particular. Alright, so here anything is not fixed. Alright, we do not have exact idea about the person or thing we are talking in indefinite pronouns. Now let us see some examples of indefinite pronouns. Number 1. All the children in the colony are going to picnic. Here, all is our indefinite pronoun. So by saying all, we do not have any idea that exactly who are the children going to the picnic. Now, number 2, everybody is having lunch. So when we say everybody, we do not have exact idea, or we do not have the exact name of the people who are having lunch. Somebody is waiting for you. Now when we say somebody, we completely do not know who is that person. Nobody knows me in the city. Now here, when we say nobody, then we have no idea that who are the people there in the city. Okay, and we cannot name any one of them who doesn't know you in the city. Alright. Number 5, I won't tell your secret to anyone. Here, anyone is the indefinite pronoun. So when we say anyone, there is no particular name for it. Alright. So these are all the indefinite pronouns, and this is how we use it. Number 7, relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are used to join two sentences that have same nouns or pronouns in them. Alright, in relative pronouns, we can join two sentences if the two sentences have nouns or pronouns in common. Alright, that, who, whose, and which are called relative pronoun. It means we join two sentences using that, who, whose, and which. Alright, now let us see some important points about relative pronouns. Number one, that is used for referring to either living or non-living nouns. Okay, so if we are referring to a living or non-living nouns, we can use the relative pronoun that. Number two, who is used for referring to living nouns. Now, if we are referring to a living noun, then we have to use relative pronoun who. All right. Now, whose is used as a possessive. Now, whose. All right. So, if we have to show a possession, all right, of a noun or a pronoun, then we have to use whose. Okay. Now, which is used for referring to a non-living noun. Now, if in the sentence we are talking about or we are dealing with non-living objects, then for joining the two sentences we can use relative pronoun which. Last, noun to which a relative pronoun refers or relate is called the antecedent. Okay, this is very important. So the noun or a pronoun, all right, about which we are talking about in the sentence, as we saw that if the noun is common in both the sentences, so that particular noun, okay, about which we are talking in the sentence is called antecedent. Now let us try to understand relative pronouns with the help of some examples. Number one, I have some old clothes. The old clothes are to be distributed among poor. Alright, so in these two sentences, we have old clothes in common. Alright, so now we will try to join these two sentences using a relative pronoun. Here, I have some old clothes that are to be distributed among poor. So now we have joined these two sentences using a relative pronoun that. And our antecedent in this sentence will be old clothes, because that is the noun which is repeated in both the sentences. Alright? Example 2. I met a girl. The girl is very clever. In these two sentences, we have a noun in common. That is girl. Alright. So we will try to join these two sentences using a relative pronoun. Here, I met a girl who is very clever. Alright. So now we have joined these two sentences using a relative pronoun who. Okay. And now if we want to know what is the antecedent, then it will be girl, because we are talking about the girl in both the sentences. So our antecedent will be girl. Now, example third. Rahul is an intelligent boy. Rahul's father is a doctor. Here we have two sentences which are talking about Rahul. Alright, so we will try to join these two sentences using a relative pronoun. Let us see. Rahul is an intelligent boy whose father is a doctor. So now we have successfully joined these two sentences using a relative pronoun whose. Okay, and now if we want to know what is the antecedent, it will be Rahul, because in both the sentences we are talking about Rahul. Example 4. Is the boy present today? I had given the boy 50 rupees yesterday. So here we have two sentences and the boy is common in both the sentences. So we can join these two sentences using a suitable relative pronoun. Now, is the boy present today whom I had given 50 rupees yesterday? Alright, so we have joined these two sentences successfully using a relative pronoun whom. Alright, And now talking about antecedent, the antecedent will be the boy, because we are talking in both the sentences, we are talking about the boy. All right? Okay, children. So that is it for today from Pronoun. I hope you liked the video and learned a lot about pronouns. So we will meet again in another video lecture with some new topic. Till then, thank you very much and God bless you all.